Welcome back. So now let's try to implement implicit weight. So this problem can be solved in two ways. Either you can use implicit weight mechanism and solve it, or you can use explicit weight mechanism and solve it. So let's see both examples, and then we will also try to understand what are pros and cons of using implicit or explicit and which is the better for this particular situation. Let's have this discussion at the end, but before that we will see both the ways to solve it. So in this lecture, let's start with implicit weight mechanism. So once you declare a driver, for implicit weight on global level, you will declare timeout. So this is how you do. Driver, after you create driver object, driver manage dot timeouts. You see that? Timeouts is a method. In timeouts, you have another method called implicit wait. And here you can provide how many seconds you want your Selenium test to wait to find the required element. Basically, in our earlier lecture, this object is not identified because there is some 1 or 2 seconds time gap to reach this page, and before we reach this page, Selenium quickly identified this step and reported as failure. Okay, so when Selenium is in this step to execute this input.promo code, our actual application is not yet in that page. There is a slight half-second gap to reach this page. Before reaching this page, our Selenium test quickly came to step number 30 and it says that CSS is not found because we are not yet there on this page. That's the problem. So using implicit wait, we were clearly telling by declaring globally that wait for 5 seconds. Don't immediately fail. If you don't see any object on a web page, now our Selenium test will wait for 5 seconds to see if that object will display or not. If it displays in 2 seconds, then your test case will be resumed and your execution will be finished. If it takes 6 seconds, more than 5 seconds, then it will fail because maximum it will wait for 5 seconds, and if the object is displaying in 3 seconds or 4 seconds, that's fine. It will not hard-codedly wait for 5. If this page is displaying in 1 second, then after displaying it will continue. It will not wait for 5. So 5 is the maximum time it will wait, but if your object is displayed before that, then it will just stop that waiting and continue your test case. So in implicit wait, we declare this wait globally. That means now this wait is applied to each and every line of this test. So let's say now after you enter items into cart, this window will get opened, right? You add items into cart and you click on this window to. If it takes 1 or 2 seconds to load, then still this implicit wait is applied because this is applied on global level, and wherever you see that some loading is happening up to 5 seconds, Selenium will pause and wait for your objects to display. So now let's run this code because we added this step. So this is an one-time effort what you need to add on your test in globally. After you declare driver object, manage method is nothing but you are going to manage your driver object with different parameters. Timeout is one of the parameters. In timeouts, you are saying that you are going to use implicitly wait, and then you are going to wait for 5 seconds, and you have to say whether 5 is milliseconds or seconds. So that's what you declare here. So this is the step which will help you to apply globally. So now even if each and every step take 4 seconds to load, your test will still pass because you have an implicit wait which is applied globally. Alright, so you see that it has successfully entered coupon in the edit box. Earlier we could not do that, and now we were able to do that because of this implicit wait. So let's continue. There is actual concept here. So after you enter Rahul Shetty Academy, basically you want to verify whether the discount coupon is successfully applied text is coming or not. But after you click an apply button, immediately it's not coming. This is taking some time. Okay, so how do you tell to your Selenium test to wait? Because it's not coming immediately, right? So if you don't have this implicit wait, this will immediately fail. So right now we have implicit wait which is declared globally for 5 seconds. So that should apply to each and every line. So that should apply even here. Now if we write this code, let's see. So first let's click on apply button. And for apply also we can use same syntax. CSS button class tag name dot promo btn. Perfect. The CSS is highlighted. So let's apply the coupon. CSS selector button dot promo button dot click. So after click, you have to verify whether this text is present or not. So if you observe carefully, this promo info, this HTML attribute is loading on the page after you click on apply. It's not there before. Now for example, let's try to write CSS for this. Let's use the same concept, tag name dot promo info dot class name, which will be eventually CSS. So now when you hit an enter, you see that span dot promo info is getting highlighted here, right? So copy that and refresh. Right. So now if you try to find that, you will not see that because this HTML attribute is injected in this website only after you enter coupon and apply. If coupon is successfully applied, that text is being displayed, right? That text is nothing but this HTML attribute. So right now this is not in the web page. So Rahul Shetty Academy. So now after clicking on apply button, if you try to identify this object, it's still not there. You see that it's taking some time. Let's see. Now you see it's displaying now. So basically now after clicking on apply button, if you want to grab the text present in this HTML, which is promo code applied successfully. Let's say you want to print it in the output. So driver dot find element Python. You can use CSS or XPath, it's up to you. Okay, you can even use class name as well. I hope by now you know how to use the different attributes as a different locators. So right now I want to grab the text present on that HTML. So the method what I have in Selenium to get the text is nothing but dot get text. This is the text. So if I want to print that in the output, sysout. So let me copy this whole step inside this. Perfect. If you comment out this line, this will obviously fail because it's taking some time to load. But here you are smartly telling that wait for 5 seconds. So after clicking on this button, it's trying to find the CSS selector, which is not finding, and then it will have an implicit wait on. So it will wait 5 seconds. By 5th second, if you see the CSS on your screen, then it will successfully grab the text and prints in the output. So we are able to solve that sync issue with the implicit wait declaration. So let's run this test. Let me close all these browsers. Oops, sorry, I closed main browser. Okay, so it's trying to, now it will add the items into the cart. It will go to, you see that your test is still waiting. If it's not displayed in 5 seconds, it will fail, but it displayed in I think 3 seconds. So that's the reason you are seeing successful get text message of promo code applied successfully in your output. Comment out the step and see. Firstly, it will fail at this point only, right? So let's say I will put sleep to make sure it bypasses that step, and definitely it will fail here now. So right now there is no implicit wait. To get rid of this first error, I put some wait so that it will go to next page and it enters coupon, but it will definitely fail at the last step as it's immediately trying to find that promo code, but now there is no implicit wait and your test will report failure. So I'm just showing the negative side, what happens when you don't put this implicit wait. Okay, so you see that your test is already failed here, but still there is no text. Because how did Selenium know that you have to wait? That intelligence you have to provide to your test, right? Selenium by default will do not have any information that I have to wait some time for this text to display. So that's the reason we will be using this implicit timeout wait. I hope you are clear now. So let's quickly see what are pros and cons of using this implicit wait for this particular scenario. That's more important. Okay, so when you can do both implicit and explicit, people will ask you why only implicit or why only explicit. So one advantage what we have here is code looks very straightforward without any complicated. So in simple terms we can tell that readable code. So right now as it is applied globally, you need to declare only once so that it's applied to each and every step in your test case. So you need not mention wait again and again and again. So your code looks optimized and it's more readable if you put implicit wait, and that's a pro. That's an advantage. That and disadvantage here is, which is cons. So we were saying 5 seconds and this 5 seconds is being applied to each and every line, right? Let's say in your client requirement, when you add items to cart and when you try to select this image, it should immediately display. Okay, that's what requirement. And somehow it's taking 5 seconds to display, which is not correct. Okay, but by making this implicit wait to 5 seconds and that being applied to every step in your test case, this bug is being hidden, isn't it? So if you don't have implicit wait, then if it's not displaying immediately, there should be a failure and you will know what's going wrong. But by keeping that implicit wait 5 seconds, even if it's taking time to load for 4 seconds, your test will not fail. Okay, in that way, implicit wait is hiding your performance issues. So this is a performance issue if it takes really 5 seconds to load. Now even if you click on this button, going to next page is fine, everyone agrees because page should load, that's why implicit wait is taking care. But if there are few another validations that if you think that it should not take more than 2 seconds and if it's taking really 5 seconds, and you will not be able to catch that error because of this implicit wait, your test will not fail until 5 seconds, right? In this way, if there are any performance issues in your web application, you may not be noticed. Okay, so that's the one disadvantage, but in general that's why people will limit giving this implicit wait. It's not suggested to give more than 10 seconds. Hardly 10 is the maximum, but if you think that your website have good performance, you should not even cross 5 seconds. Okay, so that's the disadvantage, hiding performance issues. But advantage here is that your code looks much optimized, concise manner, and you don't have any junk code of targeting each and every element. Because in the next lecture when I explain explicit wait, you will understand what I mean junk code. Okay, you need to write lots of lines of code to make your test pass in terms of explicit wait. So that's the reason. Right now you may not appreciate the pros of code is looking conscious manner. When I say that's a pro, you may not understand now, but in the next lecture after I teach explicit wait, then you will feel that, oh, implicit wait is far better in terms of writing the code. But don't worry, explicit wait also have advantages. There you can avoid this performance issues. Okay, so both have advantages and disadvantages. So in the next lecture, let's talk about explicit wait and then we will also figure out what are the pros and cons of that, and then we will decide which is the right for this particular scenario. Okay, thank you.